What's up, everybody? Welcome in to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start the show by being transparent. Yesterday, I did not, I went 2-4 overall. My $5 Tuesday play did not win. It was the under in the Raptors game. I did end up making a 4% on a college basketball play, which was a winner. So overall, it wasn't a good day, but yeah, just got to get back on track. NBA and college basketball still has been going well overall. Veno, I know you talked about some good stuff yesterday. How you doing here today? How was yesterday for you?
Yeah, we're good, Skee. It was a 3-2 day, college and pro NBA combined. The NBA play only one was Oklahoma City team total over the 117 and a half. They got the 124, so they did the right thing there. College was a 2-2 split, a little bit of a big loss there, but the NBA made up for it, made us a winner. So happy to take that every day. We'll look forward to doing it again here with a little bit bigger card in the NBA than what we had yesterday. Up, you're muted.
Yeah, I don't know that I love this card that much, but I'm gonna try to talk some stuff out. It can't go worse than yesterday's NBA. So let's go in rotation order. That means first up for today is Denver and Indiana. Open 7.5. Looks like 8 or 8.5, depending where you shop. Total went up a little bit from 235.5 to 236.5. And I do need to refresh the injury report because we know at 10:30 new stuff starts to come out. For the Pacers, same guys, same five guys, or I'm sorry, same four guys out. Murphy's now questionable. For the Nuggets, Jokic is probable. Murray is questionable. No Braun, Gordon, or Strother. Um, I don't love this Pacers team at all, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just feeling like you're just starting to get too many people out. I know you still have Jokic, but starting to just miss a lot for this Denver team that I don't think has the most depth. Yeah, just a little bit too many points, in my opinion, for the state of the Nuggets right now. So I'll lean Pacers, but the total, the Pacers' defensive rating is top five last 5 games. But I can't help but think, having the point guards healthier, they're just gonna want to run and get back to how they play basketball. So lean Pacers, lean over. How do you view this one, Vino?
Yeah, I could see that. Denver's done nothing this season to make us want to play unders in their games. Certainly defensively, it happened again the other night, right? They gave up 131 to the Mavericks. Lose that game straight up, 131, 121. I think if they weren't coming off a straight up loss, I would have looked their direction. But then the number is what it is, up to 8.5 now. Seems a little bit high. So the only way to look for me would be toward the total, and at that 236 mark, like you say, Ski, Indiana last 5 games, not a lot of offense, but a lot of defense. It seems to me when Denver's right, they score on everybody anyway, so that shouldn't matter where they're concerned as long as Murray's in the game. We'll see if Jamal Murray plays. Obviously, can't make a move until we know that for sure. Um, but I would agree with you that the way to get to Denver here, which is in the first, this is travel from Denver to Indiana, would be to run on them with the backcourt that they have intact now. So the other night was disappointing. We'll get to the Cleveland side of that Indiana Cleveland game later. But I don't know, and I'll probably say this again when we talk about Cleveland. I don't know if we sell out of Indiana off of one result, because I think we were both high on Indiana plus points the other night, or if we come right back with them here plus points here. It does seem like a large number for a team. I'll use your phrase, when you can't get stops, how can we trust you? And Denver just doesn't get stops right now, not enough to cover 8.5 on the road at least. So could be a look at Indiana, could be a look towards over, but I have not played either.
All right, we'll go to the next game and went from 5.5 for Orlando up to 8. And total went from 233.5 as high as 236, I believe, out there. Injuries, we still know Paolo's out. Castleton and Mo Wagner out. Same trio for the Spurs as of right now. Wemby, Castle, McLaughlin. The Spurs are on the second of a back-to-back. Third and four nights, fourth and six. The Magic do have the rest advantage here. Magic have been playing good basketball. I mean, they're the third best offensive rated team last 5 games. They're going to be the better defense in this game, better rebounding team even. Versus, I can't help but think it's just a magic spot. I don't like the idea of laying this many points with them, but it's magic or pass. Maybe magic team total over. They've been scoring like in the 120s every game I can think of except for one lately. Yeah, 6 of the last 7 games I'm looking at here. So either magic or magic team total. How do you view this one, Vino?
Yeah, I bet it, Ski. I bet the Magic here, and I bet it specifically on the spot. The schedule maker not kind to the Spurs. I mean, they came off a 4 game road trip, played one home game, only to go right out the next night for another 4 game road trip. Maybe we look as this road trip progresses for San Antonio too. Maybe a good shot to fade them because 4 on the road, 1 at home, immediately back to the road against this team, Orlando, which has been playing really good. A couple of advantages. You talked about the rebounding. Last 5 games, I know you're always high on last 5 games. Magic #4 in the NBA in second chance points. The Spurs, without Wembanyama, it's starting to show now. They're 29th in second chance points allowed, and they're 30th in mid-range field goal percentage allowed. So close to the rim, they're giving it up without Wemby protecting the rim at this point in time. I think Orlando's got plenty of players, even without Banchero, who can do that. Like you say, they're scoring like crazy. Desmond Bain seems to have found his comfort spot with this team, contributing really well now. And they're playing really good. I think their tempo Skee was up to number 6 in the NBA over the course of the last 5. I know it's up to 8 here. Guys who got 5.5, yeah, you got the better value. But it seems to me Orlando could win this one by 10 or more. I'll add one more thing. The Spurs, although the minutes weren't necessarily huge last night, they were pressed by Memphis the entire game. And you get 31 points and 7 threes out of Harrison Barnes. That happens like once every full moon anymore. So I don't know that you're going to get that from him. They've got other guys that are capable, but I just see Orlando winning this game by a pretty big number tonight just because of the situation.
Yeah, my bad on that banner, but I'm in agreement here. I feel like the Magic have to be bet, even though we're late to the party, or I'm late to the party. Um, I still see a 7.5 out there. Magic and Magic team total over. Maybe it's one that I split in half, but the Magic have to be bet one way or another. I believe in this game. And the injuries, you know what? The injuries, if anything, if the Spurs decide to sit somebody, you would want to get ahead of this. Um, so I think Magic, and this I want to ask you. I mean, the just talking it out a little more. I feel like it can go either way. Yes, the Magic have been scoring; they're playing up tempo. But if this game does get out of hand, I mean, you could fall short of that team total over for the Magic. If they're already just smoking the Spurs. So, your opinion? Do you think this would be more of a Spurs team total under or a Magic team total over game if you had to choose?
I'm pulling up the numbers now so I can give you these team total numbers 122 and 113.5. You can get 114.5. I'd almost say Spurs team total under 114.5. Not that Orlando can't get to 123 because they've shown they can. When it gets to that range, it's harder for me. So maybe Spurs team total under. I don't really have a good answer for you there, Skee, because I would almost like them both. But I think I'd like Spurs team total under a little bit better.
All right, next game, Blazers and Cavs. Not a whole lot of movement on the side, but the total did go up from 236. Actually, it went up to 241, but it's come back down a little bit. I'm seeing 239, 238.5 actually right now. Injury report, Lonzo probable, no Jared Allen, Sam Merrill, Larry Nance Jr., or Max Strus. For the Blazers side, I mean, a lot of big injury report here too. Denny Avia, questionable, Klingon questionable, Murray questionable, no Scoot, Drew, Tybal, Wesley, or Williams. It's too much missing in this game for me, Vino. I think this is one I just don't even want to bother with. Did you have any opinion on Blazers and Cavs?
There's way too much missing for Portland. I mean, Denny Avdia has been great for this team as far as scoring is concerned. And we already talked about Drew the other night. Without him, they were still able to have a big fourth quarter, but that stuff catches up to you too um, after a little bit of time. The only thing I'll say here, Skee, is I don't know what to remember the other day we talked about Cleveland, Indiana. Mitchell and Garland don't even talk to the press. The guys that do talk to the press tell you there's a little bit of turmoil going on here as far as early starts are concerned. And then they came out 66-54 first half against Indiana. Came out pretty fast out of the chute. I don't know if that's something that I'm supposed to be proactive with and start getting on Cleveland. Maybe the message has been received, or if that was just a one-off, makes it a little bit difficult for me. But I feel like in some way, shape, or form, I should be playing Cleveland points in this game. First half number, just for those watching here, team total real quick is Cleveland 65.5. That's a large number. I don't know. I probably won't get involved, but the Cleveland situation intrigues me a little bit. Whether or not we can get in early before the odds maker, I don't know if the odds maker even has to catch up because these numbers are big already. But Cleveland played really well the other night.
Well, I'll ask you this: do you think you say the message has been received? I
Maybe.
could probably agree with that. The Cavs are only sitting at 13-9 right now. They definitely could use some wins. And if the focus is, starting the game faster or better, I mean, if there's no Denny, there's no Drew, no Klingon possibly, maybe why not just take the Cavs first quarter and not even think about this full game point spread? That's kind of my thought process there.
That's
See what
a
I can
good
get
look.
for Cavs
I'm
first
looking
quarter.
now. 3.5, in fact, is as you write it down, I'll write it down too because I didn't consider it. But they were open 2.5, bet up to 3.5, and yeah, you get their starting lineup against a banged up Portland starting lineup. That could be a really good spot. Minus 3.5.
Yeah, the problem is usually teams overlook the opposing team, but when the starters get ruled out. But I just don't think Cleveland is in a spot to do that with how they've been playing lately. You agree?
I do.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's funny because the other day, Skee, I said to you, in the NBA, standings don't matter until after the All-Star break. But maybe at this point, when you're the Cavs and you have the expectations that they have, 13-9 means let's start getting some wins here.
All right, we're in agreement on that. Definitely looking at the Cavs early. Just want to check one more thing here. Okay. We can keep going. Cavs first quarter minus 3.5. Definitely appealing there. Clippers and Hawks. It's a one-way street for me. I don't want the Clippers. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're gonna have to show me something to make me want to bet them. So just based off of that, it's Hawks or nothing. How do you feel about it, Vino?
I was surprised more money didn't come in on the Hawks, Skee, so I played at 3.5. I mean, Chris Paul gets released because he's too critical of his teammates. It's like he's trying to hold people accountable and nobody wants to be held accountable on the 5-16 team. I don't know what we can add to them as far as a descriptive other than walkers with tennis balls. Now we could just, I don't know what we add to it, but they don't want to listen to any criticism from within. I know Chris Paul can be rough, but still they're not supposed to be 5-16 and nobody wants to listen. So for me, it was Atlanta. I bet it. I thought for sure that the market would push this game up maybe by 2 points, but they haven't. So I stepped in. I'm on Atlanta minus 3.5. I don't want any part of that LA situation right now.
All right, we're in agreement on that. I don't think we have to talk too much more. I think we can move over to Hornets and Knicks. And we did see some movement here. This one went from oh no. I'm sorry. Went from 9.5. It's still at 9.5. I feel like I saw it higher. Maybe it came back down. Um, Total did come down from 237 as low as 235.5. For New York, OG out, Mitch Robinson out, Shamit out. For the Hornets, LaMelo's probable. There will be no Connaughton, Green, Trey Mann, Brandon Miller, or Grant Williams. Second of a back-to-back for these Knicks, third and fourth and sixth. It is the fourth and sixth for the Hornets, but they have rest advantage. Looking for a little bit of double-digit in-season revenge as well. Um, the Knicks, I feel like, have been a really strong home team. I feel like the Knicks have also maybe beaten up on the bad teams. Um, I'd have to double check, but that's just my thought about the Knicks. So, I mean, they are at home. I don't like the situation on the back to back. It's hard for me to trust them here, I guess, just because of that. If I was trusting one person in this game, you know, it's my guy Khan. I'd probably be betting his points or something like that. How do you feel about Hornets and Knicks? I don't think I can lay with the Knicks.
I like a little bit of a bounce back here out of the Charlotte offense. Skee, you're catching the Knicks on back to back. They played hard minutes last night against Boston. Mikal Bridges kept trying to rally them. The end of that game was tight. Everybody goes at least 33 and a half minutes in the starting lineup. And now you come back and play a fast paced team in Charlotte. And Charlotte didn't play well offensively against Brooklyn the other night. So there's no real travel. You sit in Brooklyn for a day and rest, get to MSG, play this game, knowing that the Knicks might be a little bit tired. The Charlotte team total was 113 and a half. I could honestly see Charlotte getting to 114 in this game tonight. With even if they have a I tried to weigh it in a lot of different ways. Maybe they have a really big first half, and if so, it should be enough to get them to 114. Maybe they're good all the way through. Maybe they start off slow and get a big second half. But 113 and a half to me seems like a real bettable number here off of the offensive performance they had the other night against Brooklyn. Only 103 and bad shooting the other night. I don't see that happening here for the Hornets.
Yeah, you like them to score, and man, I'm writing them down here on my short list to cover this. What do we have here? Best number I see is 9.5. I just can't see the Knicks playing that well on this back to back. I mean, I don't know. This is more of a gut feeling kind of game because when I look at numbers, Hornets haven't been playing, that great lately. They haven't been playing well at all. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna look more into it, but I'm gonna try to find reasons to back the Hornets. Rob thinks the Hornets can score points. I'm in agreement with that. Here's what I was saying earlier. D Hugh Gaming says Knicks smoke everyone at the crib besides that Magic game. They're 10-1 ATS. So it's gonna belt to ass. I mean, I don't think they played too many home games on the back to back, but we shall see. We shall see. Nets and Bulls went from -11 for the Bulls down to 8, and not a big movement, but 232 up to 233.5 on that total. Highsmith, Man, and Cam Thomas are out. For the Bulls, I mean, is this the whole team on the injury report? Kobe White out, Herter out, Noah out, Okoro doubtful, Terry Smith, Trey Jones, Zach Collins, all questionable. Patrick Williams, Julian Phillips, and Ulbrich, questionable. I mean, it's too many question marks. One thing I'll say is I do think Vooch can have a good game. Every center pretty much has a good game versus the Nets. I think that Josh Giddey might be playable without Kobe White out there, whether it's PRA or just rebounds and assists. Um, those will be, if I'm betting anything for Chicago, those will be my go-tos. Other than that, not a whole lot I want to do here, Vino. What do you think?
I was surprised Chicago played so well the other night against Orlando, 125, 120. I just don't like him in a favorites role, Ski. Laying MPJ came back the other night, scored 35. I think he had a pretty solid night. Brooklyn's not, you have to hold your nose when you bet Brooklyn. I get it. But the way to look at them for a long time this season has been toward the under. And maybe this total is a little bit too high. Again, I'm reaching for straws here because I didn't play and I don't have a really good feel, but maybe the total's a little bit too high considering it's Brooklyn. And again, I just don't trust Chicago as a favorite here. It's come straight down, obviously, from 11 to 8, 7.5 because of the injury report that you read. If Chicago's treating this as a let's rest everybody game, I don't know. We've been around this NBA too long, though, because we've seen this one before when you rest everybody and then you go out and whack somebody by 20 with your reserves. Difficult to call. A a lot of back and forth in my head on that game, so I'll leave it alone.
All right, let's keep going down the list. Kings and Rockets, big point spread here. Went from 13.5 to 15.5. Came down from 236 as low as 229.5. For Houston, Steven Adams, questionable. Tari Eason, Dorian Finney-Smith out. Malik Monk is probable. Schroeder, questionable. Sabonis out. Honestly, this is one I think I skipped over today. I just saw that humongous point spread. Didn't really want to lay it. Third game 4 nights for the Rockets. Kings coming off of a couple days rest. 2 days rest. I'm not really looking to lay 15.5 versus a team like that in association. So just off of that, I guess it makes me lean towards Kings, but I don't really like a lot from what I've seen from them. So it's probably a pass for me. Rob Veno, do you have anything on Kings and Rockets?
No, I agree. I agree because I don't lay these types of points hardly ever. So it's hard for me to get to Houston, even though you know, they're the way better team. Plain and simple, they're the way better team. Their front line is better. Steven Adams, um, like something crazy. Oh, it was 9 of 10 from the free throw line the other night. I'm like, wow, Steven Adams. They're just playing really well right now. Skee. That's a together group. Sacramento's kind of a scattered group. It's hard to trust them, but point spread's a great equalizer. 15.5 could get the job done here. Their team total is 107.5. Very, very low by NBA standards. In fact, you can find 106.5. I've been trapped with Sacramento before where they didn't get to that number, but tonight, considering the travel and whatnot, or the schedule for Houston, maybe they get there. Not a game I'm really interested in.
All right, this next game, Pistons and Bucks, we did see some movement. It went from -3 to 4.5. Total came down from 233 to 230. Looking at the injury report for this game, for Milwaukee, Giannis is probable. Gary Harris, KPJ, and Bobby Portis are all questionable. Taurean Prince looks like he's out. For the Pistons, Duncan Robinson is questionable. Clintman and Sasser are both out. This is the fourth game in 6 nights for the Pistons. They do have some rest before this game, though, and it is also fourth game in 6 for the Bucks. They're looking for a little bit of double-digit in-season revenge, but I don't know how much I like what I mean, KPJ back on the injury report again. Giannis doesn't want to be there. Letting the Wizards come back and win. I mean, I don't think I can support anything for the Bucks right now. I think it's Pistons or nothing in this game. Any thoughts from you here, Vino?
To lose that game in the final 2.5 minutes the other night to Washington is just it's unacceptable if you're Milwaukee. Doc Rivers, I just was reaching for it. I saw this quote this morning. Want to read it again. Doc Rivers, he's just full of quotes, this guy. He's not full of wins, but he's full of quotes. I didn't think we played right. They had 18 more shots than us. We played so well the other night in this. We played so well the other night in a 17-point win over Brooklyn. I felt frustrated the entire night. We played like we thought we were going to win the game. You're supposed to win the game. You're like a double-digit favorite against the Wizards. How do you let it get away? I could see where Giannis would want the heck out of that place, and I'm somebody holding a Milwaukee ticket. I think over 42.5 regular season wins, and they're off to a 9-13 start. So, I mean, the quicker they unload Doc Rivers and his quotes, the happier I would be with that bet. But you can't trust them. Detroit had lost to this team, Skee, 13 times in a row, and then they broke that streak earlier this year. So I don't think they're satisfied with just beating them once. They've been beaten by Milwaukee for a long time. They probably want to whack them around again. So I didn't bet it, but there's no way I'd be on Milwaukee right now.
We're in agreement on that. We'll move over to the last game on the slate. That's Heat and Mavs. Went from 2.5 to 5 for Miami. Total moved a little bit towards the over, sitting at 241.5. Go over to the injury report. Larson, Powell, both questionable. Good old Terry Rozier will not see the court. Dallas Mavericks, Gafford, and PJ are questionable. Kyrie and Lively are out. For this Mavericks team, 4th and 6 for them. looking for some revenge here. Coming off a win though, as an underdog. This Heat here's my thought here. The Heat just plays. I mean, really, I was looking at a prop in this game. I was thinking about Cooper Flag, um, his rebounds. Just because there's so many possessions in this Heat game, there's got to be a lot more rebounds. They allow, I think, the second most rebounds, something like that, just because of how many possessions are in their games. And Cooper Flag, I feel like he's been playing a lot of minutes. He's gonna have the opportunities. Cooper Flag, 6.5 rebounds seems very appealing. Outside of that, I don't think I want to get too involved here. Anything for you on Mavs and Heat?
I wanted to play Miami's team total over. It's almost like an automatic trigger for me. Every morning I wake up and see them on the card. I want to look up their team total. But Norman Powell's situation stops me a little bit here, Skee. I know they've got other scorers, and Dallas plays at pace too, so the game is going to be back and forth. I think Dallas went to 252 the other night with Denver, 131, 121. And Dallas is getting a couple of the bigs back. PJ Washington, I think, is going to play at shoot around today. Also, Daniel Gafford going to play. But in a Miami game, I don't treat that as rim protection coming back because the game is played with such a spread floor all the time, up and down. It's not really half court sets where rim protection is more helpful. So I want to get to the over somehow, some way. If I knew Norman Powell was playing, I would have already bet, maybe even full game total. Because Miami doesn't care if they give up buckets. They just want to get more than you do at this point in time. So we'll see. I'll look at the injury report as the day goes on. If I get an inkling that Norman Powell's going to play, I'll probably land on the total, either Miami team total or full game over.
Yeah, you mentioned that PJ is a good point because he was sliding at that power forward, right? And probably be a reason Cooper Flag. I mean, the past 2 games there was no PJ, and he had 8 rebounds. So that is something to look at. I mean, he did get that 7. He did get that 7, just like Mike mentioned before that. The past 4 games, but I don't know. I still think he can get it. We'll see. I'm gonna think about that one a little bit more. That is the NBA card for today. So, I'm just gonna move it over to best bets today. I'll ask you if there's anything you'd like to promote, and if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good.
Yeah, let's. I'm trying to think. Promotion wise, I would just say, guys, if you're going to be interested in college football bowl games, there is bowl packages up and available. WagerTalk has reduced the price on those. I think the regular stuff is still intact. Weekend Warrior, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to get straight to best bets here with the Atlanta Hawks -3.5. I really am surprised that the market didn't get here more aggressive towards the Atlanta Hawks side. The Clippers are a disaster, not only on the court. Atlanta can push pace with them. We saw it the other night. Miami just came out and ran them off the floor in 1 quarter. Case closed. You're done. And if the Clippers are not united here, which it doesn't seem like they are, and again, I forget the record, Skee, but it's something like 3-11 against the spread since Ty Lue's face was seen at a poker game. So they're just not playing well enough for me to want them, and I really do want to fade them here. So Atlanta -3.5, best bet tonight.
Good stuff. For myself, I haven't placed a bet yet, and I don't like to give you guys bets that I don't have in my pocket. Feel like I need a little bit more time to shore some things up. So a lot of ways I was looking. I am sure I'll have a few bets today, but just not ready to pull the trigger yet. So don't want to tell you guys something just to tell you. So I will pass for best bets today. Vino, always appreciate you taking the time to break the games down with me. Everybody out there, we appreciate you as well. And tomorrow we'll have a little bit of football to talk about, some basketball as well. So best of luck on all your action tonight, and we will catch you guys tomorrow.